Aussie gamers, welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. The podcast created in the Southern Hemisphere where the internet is slow and the prices are as high as the temperature. Here are your hosts, Lucas and Brad. Hey Aussie gamers, this is episode 150 and today is one... He's a little bit giddy. I better get this out quickly before you squeal like a schoolgirl continually. It's Monday the 6th of November 2016, episode 150. Hey Red! you know you sound like...
Don't say Pooh Bear or Tigger.
No, alright, well, now that you mention that, yeah, a little bit, but I was going to say Shaggy from, what's that? Scooby-Doo.
Right on all one. Yeah, man, 150. Fuck, I was having a shower and whilst touching myself doing some maths, and I've been around for about 80% of the shows now, man.
Yeah, you've been around a while.
Fuck yeah.
Piece of furniture, you are.
Yeah. Yes. Sit on my face. Oh, wow. So dirty so early. But no, 150, mate. Congratulations to you getting off the ground with episode 1 of, and as some of the newer listeners won't know, this is a reboot podcast. It is, yes. So this is 150 episode, the second installment of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast, or Gaming with Luke 1.
Yeah, I believe the first episode was actually called Reboot.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. We did about 42 episodes of the Aussie Gamers podcast because we rebooted it way back when, a few years ago now.
Just about 150 weeks ago, give or take, a couple of holiday.
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah. But we rebooted it because we were originally Aussie Gamers.
Mm.
There was no Express. And then we sort of shuffled things around, streamlined it, put a bit of a structure in place, not too dissimilar to the structure that we still have today. Obviously, it's evolved a little bit since then. But because originally the Aussie Gamers podcast was really just talking, and we just did stuff and talked about games without any structure. So we renamed it Aussie Gamers Express, and we streamlined it a little bit and gave it some structure and had a little bit more sort of preparation behind everything that we did for the week. So that's where Aussie Gamers Express came from, which rebooted the whole thing, whatever you want to call it. And it's evolved over 150 episodes to what we have today, which is the Aussie Gamers Express podcast, which stars yourself and me. And
man. And talking of evolution, it might take a few steps in another direction soon too as well, maybe.
Yeah, well, we're always trying to think of different ways, better ways to do what we currently do, always trying to streamline and make things a little bit more
consumer friendly.
And yes, and consumer friendly. So we're always taking advice from our community, our listeners. Sometimes they make mention of things that they like, things they don't like. We do take them on board. We're not like a massive corporation like EA or Ubisoft where we just do what we fucking want and you will be happy with it. But well, not for lack of wanting to be like that, I guess. But we don't really have the choice.
Nah, but yeah, no, fucking 150, man. That's 3 years.
Yeah, well, congratulations. I'm happy to be here with you, Red. You're a good friend and a good partner for Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. So it is my pleasure to be here talking into a Chrome microphone, sitting on my desk week after week, chatting to you in between our gaming sessions on various different platforms. So,
absolutely. Yeah. And without further ado, we should run with that and talk about our gaming sessions.
Let's do it. But anyway, before we get into that, let's not jump ahead. Before we start, we'll go through this week's show in preview.
Excited.
You are a little excited. So first up will be video game discussion, something Red's itching to get at. Then we'll do video game news. And in this week's news, we have Left 4 Dead is back from the grave, Hearthstone Expansion, Diablo Trilogy of news, And Titanfall's longevity confirmed, and Gears of War 10th anniversary stuffs. There you go. Then after the news... What'd you say?
Thingamabobs.
Thingamabobs is a good way of putting it. Then after the news, what's that sound? Then Red's shout, and then some last words if we've got any. So, alright, let's go. Video game discussion, go Red, out of the gates.
Excuse me. Well, that was a stutter at the gates. I finally... Well, not finally. I got it release day, so it wasn't like I was waiting. I played Call of Duty, right? Yeah, everyone's cringing. I know, I get it.
Which one?
Infinite Warfare, I should have... Yeah, the new COD.
Yep, the new one.
Yeah, the Battlefield 1 killer, the oppressor of the masses. You know, I've seen so much dodgy shit on the internet. So many memes, so many clickbait hate posts. I tell you what, I've unsubscribed to probably 4 or 5 pages in the last week of just this clickbait, this just toxic environment that I put myself in unknowingly. When you go and you like a page like video game LOL, or like just funny, like often try and find something funny for the page, or just something to laugh at for 3 seconds as you scroll past it in your feed, you know. But I got rid of a few here a little while ago because of the No Man's Sky ordeal, because I was just slamming it and just being poison, you know, just toxic.
Yeah.
And now they've come out again. It's toxic again. People rubbishing Battlefield 1, and then you've got people rebutting. I know I shouldn't read the comments, but I don't know, I'm human. And then you've got people smashing back against Call of Duty, and there's just this hate. I don't understand. For something that we love so much, and it takes up such a large aspect and portion of our lives, and I'm not just talking you and I takes up a really big portion of our lives, but there's plenty of gamers out there that I'd say the biggest pool of gamers would be an average 3 to 5 hours a day gamer. You know, sometimes we play for 8, 10, 12, and we don't bat an eyelid at it, but we all do it for positive reasons. And I'm just really wanted to open the show with fuck you haters, because Call of Duty is a good game. You know, it's a first-person shooter. I played the campaign for 2.5 hours. I put an extra half hour in last night. You go.
I was just going to say, just to make a point, like if I said to you right now, it's going to be very easy for you to answer because it's a hot topic, but what are the 2 biggest first-person shooter war games that are available?
Yeah, Battlefield and COD.
Battlefield, Call of Duty. Year in, year out, when they release, they are the biggest things. Everybody's talking about them. They're popular. That's why the haters come out, because they can't be creative. They can't come out with anything more than, I'm going to say something hateful about something that's really, really popular, because that will gain traction, and that will get that'll get views, that'll get hits, that'll get comments. Now, something that I've liked to pride Aussie Games Express in with our Facebook page and the things that we do post is that I've never put down anything onto that page specifically with the idea that I want to get a reaction of hate or anything like that. I do put things on there because I want reactions, but I want conversation. Like, it's not to say that I don't want people saying that they don't like said game, but I don't like it when it's just pure hate. Because we are not the Aussie Haters Express podcast where we get on and say, hey everybody, let's talk about games that we hate.
And fuck you.
These 2, and fuck what you think. These 2 games are 2 of the biggest games that are around in the industry, and it's not because they're bad. They are not popular because they are bad. They are popular because they are good. But you're always going to have a lot of people that dislike them, but for some reason continue to play them.
Yeah, Battlefield broke the mold, if you know what I mean. They went back 12 years, back to early days of like an early Call of Duty game. Like, remember Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2 and stuff like that. And they just went boots on the ground, semi-automatic weapons, a couple of automatic machine guns and stuff like that, and just went obviously back to World War One. So that was really different for us. Even though we'd played Hardline and we played Battlefield 4, like Battlefield 4, you could jump off a roof and use a parachute, so you didn't lose 10 life to hit the ground, sort of thing. You know, here you can't. The only time you've got a parachute is when you jump out of an airplane.
Right.
It's just a little bit more gritty and a little bit more back to the roots of the first-person shooter. But then you got COD, right? You got Call of Duty. I'm talking multiplayer predominantly here because that's where I spent most of my. I've almost prestiged on Call of Duty 1, bloody Call of Duty 1,
Infinite Warfare,
Battlefield Infinite Warfare. Yeah. It is what you expect it to be. It's fast. You die twice as much as you get kills. Domination is domination. Team deathmatch is team deathmatch, and kill confirmed is kill confirmed. You know, it's the same shit. But by shit, I mean it's just what we're used to. It's run and gun. I tell you what, in this one though, as opposed to Battlefield 3 and Titanfall 1, the jumping and the propulsion, like the jet propulsion that you have, and the wall running, all feel really nice. They feel really, really cozy, and it's very easy to do. I've been using because I've been playing on the Xbox, right? So I've been using my Elite control, and I've been trying to get used to the paddles on the back. I had these notions of grandeur where I'm like, oh, I'm going to rip shit up with paddles on the back. Yeah, I may have taken a couple out and just gone, let's just play COD.
It's hard, is it?
Oh, muscle memory, man. You don't know how many times you hit the wrong one, then you go, fuck, I would have killed him.
Yeah, see, what I want to do, like, I don't have the Elite controller yet. I really do want one, or a Scarf controller for the PS4. What I'd probably concentrate on is just use one paddle with the jump. Have you tried that, just using one?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I've got jump on one side and reload on the other.
Oh.
So I've taken the crouch out of it and everything like that. Like, I still move my thumb to hit circle to crouch and stuff, because I was hitting jump when I was meant to be hitting crouch, because the two on the right-hand side up the back of the control, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was jump and crouch. Bottom was jump, the longer paddle was jump, and the smaller paddle was crouch. But when you shit yourself, you hit them both.
Yeah,
sometimes
you would.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you duck. Sometimes you jump, just stop what you're doing and jump straight up in the air.
Yeah, try that baby steps, man. Use either, I would say start off with one, have two in there, so left and right on the back of the controller, the paddles, but just use jump. I think jump's probably the important one to learn first, because that's the most integral thing, is that when you're in the air holding your jump button to glide, that you can still look and aim. Whereas reloading, you don't really need to do that too often, and you probably shouldn't be reloading in the heat of a fight anyway. And if you are in the heat of a fight and you need to reload, it'll auto-reload when you're out.
Yeah.
So generally when you're going to use the reload, you should be finding somewhere out of a battle, somewhere safe to just do a quick reload. Or if you're me, then you do the tactical reload, which is sometimes called dying.
I've seen you stream the other night. Oh, I got 100 bullets. I don't have to reload because I'll die before I run out.
Yeah, that's right, because I was using the LMG. But, hey, that's a strategy, and people might say, Luke, you've got some kills, but man, you died a lot. I said, no, I didn't die a lot. I reloaded plenty. Saves me putting on the scavenger perk.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to unlock the scavenger perk for fucking Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Tell you what.
Yeah, see, I'm never alive long enough to run out of ammo. I don't need to collect it. Like I said, tactical reload, aka death.
Let me tell you something that I do enjoy about the Infinite Warfare multiplayer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, you know, this is kind of going to be spoiled. I've said it in recap yesterday. Your crates that you got in Black Ops 3 that had the variants and the camos and the taunts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're back, and that's all well and good. But you earn salvage points as well, which you can spend to create weapon variants.
Yep.
You can get weapon variants out of the Quartermaster crates that you earn with in-game keys. Very soon, I would assume, like the storefront's still down on the box at the moment, but I'm assuming you'd be able to buy COD points and you'd be able to buy 10, 50 cases of these things at $100 or whatever. But now there is these missions. Like, I know we tried them out in the beta, but I've been playing it for a lot longer than I played the beta now, and they've unlocked obviously all the contents there, so I've now got a greater concept of what's going on. You get these teams that you unlock at level 1, 15, 30, and 45. And each team has a different set of unlockable weapons that's special to to their mission, to their team. And each team, like one team at a time, you select who you're going to fight for, but at the start of the match, up in the top right corner with your bumpers, you pick one of 3. It'll give you a mission. It'll say, get 5 kills with an assault rifle. So then you use your assault rifle class. You get 5 kills, okay, you've reached bronze, but then it'll go, get 15 kills with the assault rifle. So you can work your way up to these gold tier mission objectives, and then the more, like the higher rank you get, the more XP you get towards your given team that you're doing these missions for, as opposed to just your normal XP. And so it's giving you something extra to do every single time. So instead of going in and using the same loadout every single time, it'll say use ballistic weapons, use energy weapons, get a payload kill, which is like your ult.
Yep.
Get 10 kills or assists, or use this rig, because you've got rigs now. So that's how you really define your classes. So your different payloads, your different rigs. There's a lot. People that are listening know predominantly what they are. But I use the striker rig 9 out of 10 times, or the warfighter, so very early on. But I just like that, how it changes it up, if you know what I mean. You get that variety. It hasn't worn old yet. Some things have worn old, like just playing Domination over and over again is worn old. So after my brother knocked off the other night, Ross and I tried Frontline.
Yeah.
Which is a new mode. And get this,
is that the one where you get rid of the fleas off your pets?
Yeah, talking pets, he's just looking at me.
Oh, hi Cass.
But this new game mode, it's called Frontline, right?
Yeah.
It's a TDM, but you have not a safe zone, but you have a nominated respawn area, which is either the back or the front of the map. So respawns won't flip.
Right.
If you're in this little segment at the back, like like in your League of Legends and your MOBAs, you go back to base to like to heal.
Yeah.
If you go back to your base, you get a buff of power, like a buff of armor, and if your enemy are in there, they highlight, so you can see them through walls. Right.
Okay.
It's a head-to-head battle.
Right.
Does that make sense? You're pressing forward and holding down your area and stuff like that. But there's going to be no spawn flips, so no constantly doing circles and people shooting you in the back.
Yeah, I like that. That reminds me of games like Killzone. Did similar things. Overwatch is a bit like that too.
Absolutely,
like
it is.
Spawn base. With
yes.
The thing in Overwatch, the enemy can't go in though. There's like a force field, but that's cool. If they do go in, they're fucking highlighted like fucking dog's balls and stand out, so you can go and take them out. That's cool. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, so it's got if you shoot someone that's in their base or in your base, you get 1 point. And if you're in your base and you shoot someone out of the base, you get 1 point. And if you're both outside the base areas, you get 2 points. And it's first to 100, and then the spawns flip each side. Then you go round 2.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that
brilliant
sounds
game
good.
mode. Ross and I loved it. It just revolutionised Team Deathmatch. I don't play Team Deathmatch or Kill Confirm that often because people know the spawns. They run around in circles and just clean you up, and you spawn, die. Here you've got a chance to spawn, assess your situation, get a tactic, go hold down an area, camp if you want. I camped a little bit. I don't give a shit. Everyone else does it. I just wasn't sitting in a corner with a shotgun. I was just hard scoping down hallways.
Well, there's nothing wrong with camping. It's just frustrating because I think what annoys me most when I get the shits at a camper is that I'm really annoyed that they got the better of me by just standing still, doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that's all it is.
Battlefield 1, that feels very campy at times, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not always moving. You got to hold down an area, you got to hold down a line of sight, and sometimes that's pivotal, especially in Battlefield 1, to winning a game. It's just holding down a line of sight with a squad, I mean. And so I just took that tactic into this front line, and I done really, really well. 2 KDs and stuff like that. So my overall KD is probably sitting about 0.4. But I've won a lot of games.
Dude, that's 0.4. What am I normally? 0.4.
No, you're about 0.6, 0.7.
Whoa, I don't know. Maybe on a good day.
But I tell you what, talking to KDs, I got my best game KD last night in Battlefield 1. Do you want to know what it is?
What, you betted the other day?
Yep.
How'd you go?
I didn't get more kills, but my KD was higher for the game. My KD was 62.
So say it again. What?
62.
62 because it was previous 33 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I went 62 and 1 yesterday.
Tank?
Half the time.
Yeah. That's pretty good, man. Well done.
I fucking love it. I'm really quickly. I won't do this every week, but I'm going to do it this week because I'm almost at my goal. When I reach my goal, I'll shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I've now got a KD on Battlefield of 1.8.
Yeah.
So that's been steadily increasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2,766 kills to 1,546 deaths. So I've now pushed 1,220 kills in front of my deaths. So I'm fucking monstering it with a 60% win ratio. That win ratio was down at 40% last week, but I now have... And this is what counts. I think the wins count more than anything. And I've got 104 wins to 68 losses, and they were sitting almost even last time round. So we've got a squad building. I'm going to add you to the community today because you've got a little announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And playing as a squad is just quintessential to both those major stats of confidence boosting.
Yeah, well, with Battlefield 1, up until today, I haven't had it, and I hadn't had any sort of avenue to get it for myself. But I woke up this morning and Battlefield 1 is installed on my PlayStation 4. Maybe it was a glitch and it just downloaded it and said, here, have it for free. Or maybe I've just got a really, really nice family member that organised that for me. So thank you to Repremier for getting Battlefield 1 installed on my PlayStation. I appreciate it, and I'll give it a go.
It was the Battlefield Fairies.
Yeah, the Battlefield Fairies. Hello! Hello, Luke One! We want you to come and play our game!
Oh, you want a season pass? Okay.
Was that the season pass in there too?
No, it's a Warfighter pack I think I've seen.
Some deluxe thing as well, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually got the season pass edition. He'll be listening to this going, yes, I didn't, or not yet, because... that deluxe edition, because I used to over the photo, obviously, so explaining how people know that I know what you're talking about. The Warfighter pack, you can get that, and it's like $29.
Yeah.
You get skins and you get crates and stuff like that. Like, I can see the content there. I don't know if the value equals the content, but anyway. But I'm a Premium Pass member, and the Premium Pass costs $85 on top of the game,
right,
which was more than the game, considering we got it for $79. But it didn't come with that bloody $30 Warfighter pack. You know, you'd think getting season pass, you'd get all content, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paid $200 for a game, you'd get all the content? No, so I'm up for another $30 if I want that. But I think it's just skins and stuff like that, so nothing major. But yeah, Premium Pass member, I am for this one very early on. I've never been a Premium Pass member in Battlefield before, but this game has some longevity and it has sex appeal.
Nice. All right, are we right to move on from those?
Yes, feel free.
Actually, not really moving on. I'm still going to talk about Call of Duty because... You haven't played the remaster yet because it's still downloading.
Yeah, I got a message earlier from Roscoe. Hi, Ross. How much of the Modern Warfare remaster download have we got to go? And I went, 49.8 gig. I started it, so it was in my list. And, you know, when on your Xbox, when you install something or you elect to download it, it automatically allocates the percentage of hard drive space it needs.
Yeah, yep.
So I done that, just started it so I had allocated space because I know eventually I'll either be borrowing or acquiring Titanfall 2. So I had to double check.
Yeah, so anyway, I've been playing the Modern Warfare remaster on the PlayStation 4, and I played a little bit of the campaign. I think I talked about that. Was that last week? Might have been. It wasn't too long ago. Anyway, I played a bit of the campaign. It looks brilliant. Plays really well. 60 frames. Looks good. It's still just Modern Warfare, though, so it didn't sort of grab me in too much. But the multiplayer did. I've been playing a fair bit of the multiplayer over the weekend. That's basically, I think, all I did, really, on consoles. And it's good. It's hard. It is very much a grind to try and get up the levels to unlock the guns, especially for me. I don't get your your 20, 30 kills in a match. So the XP for me is real slow going. But I've got to level 10, unlocked the M4 carbine that I wanted, and played a few games. But I know back in the day, like, that was my jam. That was what I played, and I was really good at it. It's Call of Duty was fairly new back then. It's been around for a very long time. It's, what, 10 years? Like, since Modern Warfare. Yeah. And everybody else has gotten so much better at the game that I'm always last. I always come last, but I did enjoy it, and fuck them, but they'll all be swearing at my noob tubing, but I use it.
Whatever it takes, brother. Whatever it takes.
It's the only attachment I've got for the weapon at the moment. I haven't unlocked anything. As soon as I unlock a red dot, I'll get rid of the noob tube, but I don't have the red dot sight yet. Because you've got to kill 25 people, I think, with the weapon.
That's right. That's how it worked. Yeah, because now we've got the leveling system to get well, the thing about Infinite Warfare, I will tell you, just to make a direct comparison, is you get a red dot for every gun straight off the bat without even have to level up to level 1 of weapon level.
Yeah, so I need to kill 25 people with that weapon, and for me, that's probably
4 games?
6.
You need to get your camp on.
Yeah, but so I've been trying different tactics, but I really do miss the sight. I want that red sight, because that was what I used back when I was younger playing the original, was the red dot sight. I remember I tried the ACOG, but I remember the ACOG was shit in Modern Warfare, and the ACOG in Modern Warfare 2 was fantastic. That's my memory of it. I don't know whether I just got used to it in Modern Warfare 2 or if they were different. I don't know, but I'll definitely use the red dot sight when that unlocks. But until then, noob tube, bitches. But what I've been doing as well, because I've got the noob tube selected. If you run around the corner and there's someone right in front of you, and you noob tube them, it doesn't go off because it needs like a little bit of distance before the explosion. But I've been getting quite a few impact kills. Like, I'll hit him in the face with the actual grenade out of it, which will kill him, which is really cool. So I've been getting impact kills. I also, on one of my daily shows, I think it was the last one that went up, the last 48, I put up the sick 2 headshots that I pulled off at the end of a match. That was the last game that Rep Premier and I were going to play. We're going to go to bed. And I pulled off 2 amazing headshots with a sniper rifle. And prior to that, I was running around with an LMG. And it was towards the end of the round, I thought, I'll give the sniper rifle a go. So I changed my class, spawned back as a sniper, and they're the only 2 shots that I took with the sniper rifle in a multiplayer game, and they were both headshots. 100%.
You're sitting with a perfect KD with the sniper gun.
With the sniper, absolutely, yeah. 2 to 0, or whatever it is, however that works out. But something else. There's a video. I'm going to do Last 48 today, and I've got a video. I think I accidentally shared it with you.
Yes, I've seen that.
It's another awesome headshot, which will be available now. Obviously, this show's coming up on Sunday, so it'll be a few days ago. It's a lovely little headshot there that I made. But go and check out the video if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm just the king of the headshots now, so maybe I might do well in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, man, I'm sure you will.
Maybe not.
You'll have fun. You'll win games at least.
Well, yeah, if we do the team games, yeah. But yeah, all right, we'll move on from then. So yeah, Modern Warfare, good game, the remaster. Clash Royale, I played the tournament, the free tournament. Yeah. And God, it really shows how much I rely on my cards for my tactics.
Some of those combinations were sucky as fuck, though.
Oh, I know. I got the first game, I got these weird cards, and the thing is, because I've never used those cards before, I'm like, I don't even know what they do.
Yeah.
So you
I've
just
seen
sort of
those cards now.
Oh well, I'll put it down, see what happens, and I got annihilated in the first game. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be a waste of time. Played the next game, because if you don't know, Clash Royale, if you play this tournament that I'm playing, gives you random cards. You don't use your cards, they're just randos. Second game, annihilated. destroyed. If you lose 3 games in total, that's your tournament. You're done. You're out. And the more games you win, the higher your reward is. 3rd game, smashed it. 4th game, smashed it. 5th game, game over.
Yeah,
I got a couple of wins, which was good.
Yeah, I played the tournament probably about 8 times.
Yeah.
Putting like gems in because it's 5 entry instead of the normal 10.
Yeah.
Still hated it. The only reason I do those tournaments is so I can play the game and get something out of it when I've got nothing to do for my like daily reward chest, or I've got 4 chests sitting there waiting to open.
Yeah, something to do. Yeah, otherwise you get nothing.
I hit a big milestone on Clash Royale though this week.
What was that?
I hit 3,000 trophies and went to the last arena.
Oh, nice. Good work.
Yeah. And then lost a bunch of games, and I'm back in the ice arena again.
Yeah, that's how it works. But
so I got close to 3,100 trophies, but now I'm back down around 2,900. So
yeah, I keep trying, but lately I've been losing more than I'm winning. That's what happens when you win a whole bunch. You go up next arena, and then you get pummeled.
Yeah, then you got to kind of make a few adjustments.
Yeah, or start paying.
Yeah, that sucks, because you're up in the realms now where you'll start seeing a fair lot of legendary cards.
Yeah.
Gay!
But anyway, good game, still playing it. Skyrim Special Edition, or the remaster, whatever you want to call it. It's all remasters all round. Still playing a little bit of that, but I'm probably going to put that on hold until my Steam link arrives. Because I really want to play that on my TV. I don't like sitting down playing at a monitor. It's just not it's a comfortable position to type and edit and all that sort of stuff. It's just not good to sit and play games, I don't think. And I'm only on a 22-inch monitor, whereas I can be on a 60-inch in the lounge room sitting on a recliner and stuff like that. So that's my position with that. But I am going to get back to Skyrim. I played Drive Club VR with Roy Boy.
Oh, a bit of multiplayer action on here.
Yeah. Jeez, I love VR. I love it. It's great. The only issue I have with playing Drive Club VR is that I've got an awesome steering wheel thanks to Roy Boy, but I don't have one of those steering wheel rigs yet. I'm gonna either make one or get one from somewhere. But the current position that I sit in when I'm using the steering wheel, after half an hour, my back, like, I don't have back problems, so I'm not saying that, my back or anything, but like, so anybody in this position, the back would fatigue really fast because you're just hunched over, you've got no support, and it's just too low to the ground. It's just
you're down at your coffee table, aren't you?
Yeah, the steering wheel is connected to my coffee table, and I'm using a tiny little like footstool to sit on.
Yeah, nah.
And it's horrible.
You need a heavy duty stable table.
Yeah,
just something to slide in.
Yeah, it's just real hard to find something that would work. But anyway, I will work on it and get back to it. But that's not where my VR ended. I've also played the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Jackal Assault experience, which is currently free for anybody to download. So you don't need to own Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. You don't need it's just a free demo on the PlayStation Store. If you played the Jackal demo at the EB Games Expo, that's exactly what you're going to get, and it looks beautiful. And it's games like this though that makes, because how I've complained about the blurriness in some games. It's clearly the games, because I got into the Jackal demo, and inside the cockpit you look down and you see your character's body and his arms holding the joysticks. Crystal clear, beautiful, real nice. So this makes me think, well, it's obviously the game itself, because I had the Batman Arkham VR, where the game's clear, but if you pick up bits like in the world that have writing on it, the words are real blurry when you hold it in front of your face, which is shit. I don't know if it's a problem with depth of field or something, where it doesn't sense that I'm looking at it and thinks that it's not being focused on, so it's blurry. I wish you could turn that stupid depth of field stuff off if that is the issue. But it can look brilliant depending on the game you're playing. So that Jackal one looks great in the cockpit. It's so good.
So Jackal, you're just flying around a spaceship, yeah?
That's what it is, yeah. It's probably like a small excerpt from the game, because I've seen there is a Jackal flight scene in the game there, but...
yeah, I've done that one. That's sick.
Yeah, so it's basically that, I would imagine. And there's like a little bit of story going on, because you can hear the NPCs, like the battle chatter and all that sort of stuff. And you've basically just got to shoot enemy ships, and then kind of like a little boss sequence at the end where you've got to take down a massive ship.
Oh, fuck yeah. The thing I love about Call of Duty is Jon Snow's the bad guy. He does really cool. Or Kit Harington, if you will.
Yeah.
And you got Conor McGregor in there.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
All I got running through my head is, he goes to Jon Snow, you know fucking nothing.
He doesn't
you
say
know
that, does he?
fucking nothing. No, of course not.
I was going to say, that would be terrible. But, yeah, look, it goes for about, I don't know, I'm only guessing, I didn't time it, 5-6 minutes. It's a short little demo, but it's worth playing if you've got a VR handy. Give
It's only
it a
a
go.
gig or two, isn't it?
Yeah, 1.2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was
And
good.
free, so that's pretty nifty.
I was going to mention about the campaign length. Now that I've got Battlefield 1 handy, I'm gonna give that campaign a go. I'm going to play it on normal, which is generally the way a game is supposed to be played. When normally when a developer gives a description on the difficulties, they'll say for beginners, people that have never played first-person shooters, then they'll have normal, which is the way it's intended to play, and then hard for hardcore gamers that really want to challenge themselves, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So I'm going to play it on normal, and I'm going to play the campaign, and then once I've finished that, I am going to make a comment, probably on one of the last 48. I'm going to definitively say how long the campaign is from my point of view. What are you laughing at? What am I
Put
missing?
this thing to fucking bed.
I will, yes, because I suggested from information that it was a 5-hour campaign. I was told otherwise from a couple of the guys on the page. Roy Boy wrote his campaign review where he says that it's a 5-hour campaign, but there might be some variables there, depending on difficulty.
I argued with Roy about that.
Right, because of the difficulty he was playing?
Yeah, and I got a little bit of clarity as to why it was 5 hours for him, because the enemy density of his compared to mine, even compared to what you'll play on normal, is a lot lower. TTK, time to kill is a lot higher, obviously, the harder you get. Like, I died in 3 bullets playing on hard. And it's by the sound of it how smart the AI are. So, obviously, scales for difficulty. So, 5 hours, you see a point, you run to it, you kill 3 or 4 people on the way, you do the said objective. Okay, here's a little bit of story, turn around, got to go back there. Okay, you run there, kill 3 or 4 people on the way, because you can just run past them and be shot on easy.
Yeah.
You can get it done in 3 to 5 hours,
But,
surely.
Well, something that I want to pose to you, should difficulty play a big part in content?
As in enjoyment of content, or...
Well, no, but like if we've got a game, say The Last of Us. I played The Last of Us on the normal difficulty my first time through, and it took me 19 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, I could play that again now on normal and finish it in under
10.
Probably 9 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm finding it very hard to make my point. But
you're missing a lot of the game.
is it a 9-hour game or is it a 20-hour game?
9-hour game with a 20-hour experience.
If I put it on easy, I probably would still take around 8 or 9 hours, right?
Yeah.
But
put it on around it.
But that's because difficulty is taken out of it. There's still let's just round it up. There's still 10 hours worth of play there.
Yeah.
Is it a 10-hour game or is it a 20-hour game?
A 10-hour game at its core.
At its core, I guess you could call it a 10-hour game because that's...
You can complete it in 10 hours.
You can complete it in 10 hours. So then is it fair to say that Battlefield 1 is a 5-hour game?
No, not fair at all.
But then... But what's the difference?
Well, it is a... Well, it's not fair saying Last of Us a 10-hour game either. I don't reckon. I spent 30 hours with it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I need to play Battlefield 1, because if comparing it to The Last of Us, I played it on normal and it took 20 hours. And I'm not a completionist. I don't... When I play a game for the first time, I only collect collectibles that I happen upon. I do not look for them. Because I think that, for me, collectible hunting during a story playthrough is immersion breaking. Because if I was in a war, I'm not going to go around searching for shit. I'm going to pick up ammo and I'm going to go and fight. Okay?
Yeah, cool.
So I will play the game on normal and I won't rush. I will take my time and I will soak in the story and soak in the environments as to what's going on, but I definitely won't dawdle. I will not be taking my time with it. I want the story to progress continually, but I won't stall and I won't expedite or expedite either. So I feel that I think for my argument, I need to play it and then I'll make my point and then people can agree or disagree. But from the sounds of things, I think it's probably going to take me in the vicinity of 6 or 7 from what I've heard.
I was about to say 8, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 10 hours for the way I play, but I can't see it being a 5-hour thing either. But we'll see. It's something to look forward to. What does Luke think of it? Because, you know, I essentially brought up this whole 5-hour thing.
But we've always said a good game needs about a minimum of 8 hours of campaign.
Well, I'm happy with anywhere between 6 to 10 for a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And that is because it's a first-person shooter. It can, if it's drawn out, it can be repetitive.
It gets boring. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
And also with an intense storyline being drawn out, I mean, The Last of Us is a fucking phenomenon. But if you want a good, hard, impacting story, I want it to unfold fairly quickly and wrap up fairly quickly too, because I don't want to be, you know, oh wow, something amazing happened, but that was 10 hours ago. When the fuck is something good going to happen again? You know, I want constant
climaxes.
Yes, yeah, I want the action. I want the things happening like that. So anyway, that'll be something to talk about, no doubt, for next week, I would imagine. But that's what I'm planning on doing. Moving on, last but not least, I played Mark McMorris Infinite Air, and that is one of our review games. So that review will be up by the time you're listening to this. Mark McMorris Infinite Air is a snowboarding game. Now, when I originally thought of a snowboarding game, I was like, oh, yeah. I think I talked about it briefly last week. I remember 1080 snowboarding on the Nintendo 64. I enjoyed that. That was great. Mark McMorris Infinite Air is not that game. It is not what I was expecting. It is not an arcade game. It is not Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on ice. Mark Morris Infinite Air is a fucking hard simulator pain in the ass. That's exactly what it is.
It's the Skate of the Tony Hawk world.
Oh, I've played Skate before and that was reasonable. This is bullshit.
Weight placement and jump times and spin-a-rooney. Yeah, no.
Yes.
Because of what you were saying last week, you had to time it right and you had to slow your spin to a point so you landed. You can't just land sideways and it says bad landing ×5 bonus.
But Yeah, say for example, if you're sitting in, what are you sitting on? Are you on like a swivel chair?
Recliner.
Oh, you're on a recliner. Lovely. I'm sitting on a swivel chair, right? If I wanted to spin around as fast as I could to the right, I would move my body to the left
and swivel
and fucking swing it like a bitch, right? That takes me like a second to swing to the left and then swing to the right. Now, in Infinite Air, it's like that. So if you're coming up to a jump and you want to spin to the right, you've got to press the button to prep yourself to push your body across to the left, and then you let it go at the last minute at the top of the jump to spin and get your spin going.
Yeah, no. Thanks for coming.
But then, depending on the amount of air you get, is how much pre-spin you want, right? So if you get the pre-spin like just right, you're going to spin real fast. But you also need to take into consideration how much time you're going to be spending in the air, because you don't want to over-rotate or you don't want to under-rotate. And because it's a simulator, it's not an action game or an arcade game, there's no special button to slow down your spin. You're in the air, you're spinning. There's no air brakes. So doing flips is the same thing. So if you do a backflip, you need to time how much air time you've got with the amount that you're flipping. Now, you can tuck yourself into a ball to spin faster and then take yourself out of the ball to sort of slow you down, but it doesn't make a massive difference. So it's very hard to land. I searched high and low on the internet for help on how to land, and it basically just says just don't do those kinds of tricks.
Yeah, get good.
Too hard. So, like, you could do, like, grab tricks and all that sort of stuff that are fairly easy. You've just got to just jump off the end of a jump, press one of the triggers and a direction on the right stick, and you'll grab your board in different places and then let go when you want to land, and then you land it. It's pretty good. But then when you start adding things like spins and flips and barrel rolls and all that sort of stuff, you just come unstuck. It's a game that is marketed towards somebody who's going to spend 100 plus hours into this game and learn it. Now,
and very niche.
Yeah. Now, for me, what makes a great game is a game that's easy to play and hard to master. So, like the Forza games, so Forza Motorsports, that's a simulator game, right? But you can turn on assists. So you can have brake assist, steering assist, stability control. You can have all those things that'll help you get around the track. You're not going to make record times using those things, but you can get enjoyment from the game, putting it on difficulty to win races, and you can stay on the track and you have fun, right? But there's no assists in Infinite Air. It's just, there you go. If you can't do it, you shit. It's too much of a simulator to be there for the masses. Now, which is good. It's good. There is a market for that, and there will be people that love this game and will ace it. But it does significantly shrink the player base, I think. It segregates. It does put it into a pile for a lot of people that won't be able to get any enjoyment out of it. Which is a shame. I would have liked there to be some form of different control scheme or altered physics to make it a little bit more user-friendly for those that are just starting out, or for those that just want to pick it up and carve some ice or some snow, because it's fun and it's a good-looking game. You can use a helicopter to drop you wherever you want on the map. There are procedurally generated maps. There are user-generated maps. You can make your own maps. It's feature-rich, and it's a fantastic game. But when it comes to the core of the gameplay of actually playing, it falls on its face because it's too much of a simulator. So I'm not saying it's bad, because it's not, but it's just not accessible for a lot of people.
So I wonder how much steep is going to fill those shoes that you're talking about there.
Well, there's Steep, which is coming out. There's an open beta soon, which I'm going to give a go and compare it, which is Ubisoft's attempt at a snow
Fun park.
open world MMO. But there's also Snow. Is it Snow?
Yep.
Yeah, Snow. I think Snow's out now.
That's on the PC, yes.
It's on the console as well.
Really?
Yeah. So it's there's a couple of games out there. Look, I don't know if they're the same or if they're going to be real simmy as well. I did play a tiny bit of Steep, and it was a bit tricky, but I didn't have much time with it.
Snow was going to be simmy from like a simulation from what I first read and watched on it, and I thought because it looked cool, the concept was sick, and then I'm like, simulator, nah, it's not for me. Like you touched on Forza, driving simulator. You know, simulators that aren't that don't have the subject matter of something that you're really interested in. Like personally, I kind of go, you know what, not for me. Like I don't mind the odd car racing game, and I like the quality of a simulated car racing game, and your Gran Turismo's, your Forza 6, everything like that. But it's not something, as you said, with that Rick McMark, well, that one.
Mark McMorris.
Yeah, you're going to have to put 100 hours in, you know, to conquer it.
Yeah,
you got to do that with a racing sim too, and shit like that. So I think Steep may fill that void, because what we did play at the expo, it was MMO style, but it was still arcadey. You could like quick restart. Oh, I crashed my wingsuit. Okay, go straight back to the start, sort of thing, and away you go again.
Well, the Infinite Air has some pretty cool stuff, like the rewind feature from Forza. So you can do the rewind thing, and it also has like the quick restart, which was to the bane of my existence as well when I was playing it, because you've got that muscle memory from games similar like Tony Hawk, where you do a kick flip with the square button. Square button takes you back to the start.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and resets all your points, which is a bit of a frustrating thing. So don't go over jumps trying to kick flip. That's a reset button. Ba-boom. But yeah, so Mark McMorris, if you like the sounds of like a snowboarding simulator, it's a good game. It is really good. It looks nice, plays nice, and has quite a few different features in there. But there might be a little bit more information that you can get from the written review that is up on AussieGamersExpress.com. Go and check it out. It's the Mark McMorris Infinite Air review by myself. But that's all I've got on that, unless you've got questions.
No, I think we basically covered that quite nicely.
All right, nice. Well, then we'll move into video game news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first up in the news this week, I have for you Left 4 Dead is back from the grave. Excited?
Is it what, a remaster or 4?
No, it's you probably wouldn't even guess. It's a strange one, but there was an unfinished campaign, and it's just been released to the public by the Left 4 Dead developers Turtle Rock Studios. Do they ring a bell? Do you know who they are, Turtle Rock Studios?
Oh, I've heard of them, yes.
They made that really awesome game that nobody liked.
At Last of Us? No, that was Naughty Dog. Evolve.
Evolve, that's right. They were the developers for Evolve. So they're no longer working on Evolve, but so I think they're just twiddling their thumbs thinking, what can we do? And the extra content, it's free, but it isn't available via Steam. So it's going to be available from a third-party website. It's not an official release, so it's not like, hey, this is released. It's not a mod either. It can be considered like the developer has all this unfinished work and has just gone, there you go, you have it.
Oh, because it probably doesn't tick every box for Steam or an Origin or
yeah,
something.
It doesn't, because it's not finished. So it's called Damn It, and you can get it at www.augerresources.com/L4D/Dammit OLWIK.html. Now, that link is going to be in the show notes, so you can check the show notes depending on where you're listening to this. On Podcast Garden on YouTube, we'll have the show notes available there, and if I remember, I'll put it in the comment section on Facebook. But yeah, so there are a list of known issues with the content on that website, and included is the Turtle Rock Studios unfinished campaign, along with a couple of survival maps that never shipped. Damn It stitches Dead Air and Blood Harvest together. So there you go. But there's stuff like textures might not be there, like in the background. It might not load properly. Some sound effects and reactions won't be there in certain parts of the game. However, they've assured that the game is playable from start to finish, the extra content. It's just obviously going to have zero level of polish. They were no longer working on it. It's basically just been sitting there. It's like they've had it sitting in their Dropbox and it's just sitting there doing nothing, and they've thought, oh, let's just make that folder public. Let's just let everyone have it.
Yeah.
It's just going to collect dust for no reason. They may as well just release it.
Well, there was hard work, you know.
Yeah, that's right. You may as well.
And there will be a cult following that love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Step
on.
Sneeze.
And because
fuck it, you can listen. Can't even be bothered muting the microphone. I tried, but it didn't happen.
Because it is going to be free to obtain, you'll probably find that some of the talented modders will get hold of it and polish it for them anyway.
They'll probably finish it, yeah. You're right. There you go. So that's out there. Check the link out if you want to grab it. Go ahead, Red.
Okay, so two people from EA, Blake Jorgensen and Andrew Wilson, were speaking at a Publishers Investors Q&A evening, and they were asked about Titanfall 2's sales, release strategy, and future. And I'd like to have my opinion on each of those.
Please do.
Firstly, sales, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What a fuck time to bring out a first-person game that flopped with its initial product.
Yeah, I agree. Why would they do such a thing to themselves?
It was a fortnight between COD and Battlefield, not in that order, and Titanfall and EA and Titanfall and Respawn have gone, oh, right in the middle!
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, the other two were tried and tested. Obviously, Titanfall 1 had fanfare and a following with number one on the Xbox because it was being an exclusive.
Yeah.
I loved it, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed playing that with you, and I thought it was cool. But I'd easily put it down and then play something else.
Yeah.
I wasn't addicted. Like, I'm addicted to Battlefield. I'm addicted to the euphoric feeling of Call of Duty. They grab you in. No, I've not played Titanfall 2. I've heard good reports so far from Ross on the multiplayer front, and Weeks is really enjoying the campaign. Enough so that if I have $70 before the time Weeksy lends it to me, I'll just go buy the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I'd probably prefer to play Titanfall than Watch Dogs 2. And that's just at the moment. So very silly. So the sales are down, even though they've released it on the consoles, both consoles and the PC.
Yep.
But they're not worried. So release strategy, they thought that all right, there's going to be a certain amount of people that like Battle, because obviously EA do Battlefield as well, so they're not really missing out. They've just released another first-person shooter in first-person shooter season. So they thought people that don't really want the World War I experience will go ahead and buy the futuristic wall-running mech warrior combat that is Titanfall 2, that now has a compelling campaign. And then you're going to have your die-hard Battlefield fans that are going to buy Battlefield, and then you've got the 30% of the population that'll buy both. So I sit back now thinking it was a very silly idea for them to launch it at the same time as Call of Duty and Battlefield, but considering there's two EA games, they're just giving themselves the double chance at multiple sales. So
yeah,
probably not very silly when you look back on it like that. It's like, here you go, 1 month of the year, here's all your first person shooters and your season pass and the multiplayer content you're going to need for the next 12 months in that genre. So nothing wrong with that. We touched last week how it's going to be all free DLC, so that's another big grab.
Yep.
And also, just lastly and not least, on the future. So Jorgensen said that EA is working with the developer, being Respawn, to build a franchise. Adding the series is something we plan to be working on with them for many, many years to come. So we could have another first-person multiplayer franchise with its campaign, same as Call of Duty. You can't call them generic, but they're all to a script. Bad guy, meet good guy, double cross, kill said good guy, kill said bad guy, game over.
Yeah,
Now
nice.
go play multiplayer.
Be nice for them to start putting a little bit more thought into their campaigns.
There's a real psychological feeling to Titanfall from what I've heard, read, and seen.
Okay.
How you make a connection with your Titan.
Okay.
And the emotion, and it's so apparently it's very emotionally driven. From what I've seen, a lot of footage. I've seen a lot of trailers. I've seen a few reviews, and firsthand talking to Zach yesterday for about 20 minutes about it. So there seems to be something just a little bit different there, and he's really enjoying it. And if it's a shit game, Weeks will just come out and say it. So yes, Titanfall 2. If you are listening and you can emphasise on any point that we made, or if I was wrong, just go, you were wrong. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comment section, and we'll have a chat. But yeah, that's Titanfall 2 and their longevity. They think that's going to be going for years and years. So that's my news for that.
Wonderful. All right, next up in the news is a blizzard of news. So there are 3 bits of news here. So first up, first cab off the rank, if you will, is Diablo is being recreated using the Diablo 3 engine. That sounds cool, hey. I never played Diablo or Diablo 2. I got in on Diablo 3. And the update will be a free event and will feature almost everything that you loved from the old great game. From 16 levels and 4 main bosses to a special graphics filter that will make the graphics pixelated and grainy. That's cool.
Oh, like they were.
Yeah. And even character movement that is locked to 8 directions.
Yep.
Because I guess that's how it was originally on the PC. You had
absolutely.
Just your 8
directions. I
directions.
played so much Diablo. So much Diablo 2. More than I've played of Diablo 3.
Yeah, never played it, so I'm really keen to play that. That is so cool that they're doing this. I will be on that like a rash.
Bet you the first boss is a butcher. Spoiler alert.
Well, it probably
no,
is.
He's rather a generic character, but you will fight him.
Yeah, nice. All right, next one for Blizzard is the Necromancer class is coming to Diablo 3. And it's a new class. The new class is a reimagining of the Diablo 2 Necromancer, but it will wield at least some of the same abilities like the Bone Spear and the Corpse Explosion.
Yeah, of course.
Necromancers can expect darker, more controlled gameplay centered around the raw materials of life, blood, and bone. The Necromancer overview explains, grounded in a philosophical, pragmatic approach to life and death, they are more like a calculated conductor of the darkest arts. Deadly serious in their practice, they are the experts of curses and reanimation, and their pets obey their every command. The new class will be available as a part of the Rise of the Necromancer pack, which will also include an in-game pet, 2 additional character slots, 2 extra stash tabs, a portrait frame, pennant, banner, a banner sigil, and the price hasn't been set yet, but will apparently be released over the next few months or early in 2017.
You're probably going to look at about $9.99 American, $9.99 to $12 American.
$20 here maybe. But that's the first piece of actually paid extra content for Diablo 3 since Reaper of Souls. There's been so much free stuff. I'm happy to pay them for this.
With new character, that's a complete overhaul, and that's worth money. And
shit
especially
ton of balancing and all that sort of stuff.
Being the Necro. Yeah, there'll be patches and updates for the Necro leading up. I'm just glad there's no PvP. a cane. But yeah, the Necro, I always went the Necromancer in Diablo 2.
There kind of is PvP.
Is it?
Yeah.
Arena mode?
Yeah, we can just go in and fight your mates. I don't think there's
in the arena mode. Yeah.
Next one, the last piece of Diablo news. Seasons will arrive on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One early next year. And according to Blizzard, with PC and console versions both starting Season 10 at the same time. If you don't know what the seasons are, they're kind of like 3-month blocks of gameplay where you start up with a new character for each season. You play together with all people that are obviously at similar levels because you're all starting again, and everything that you collect and everything that you level up, what have you, with your character is all forfeited back to your single player campaign at the end of a season. So you don't lose the character, but you can't use it for the following season. And then there's all these little things that you can do and that they set up and all that. It's just something to keep people coming back to Diablo that's nice and fresh. So it's pretty cool. But they're coming to the consoles very soon. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll get me back. I'm still working on the platinum for that one, but it's a mad grind. So there we go. I don't have many trophies to go on that.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
Nah, just that one that's taking a very long time. Just the hardcore finish. So they killed a couple of bosses in hardcore mode and the 500 bounties, and that's it.
Level 70.
Yeah, level 70 for the hardcore, the bosses, and the bounties. So there you go, 3 trophies left. Good stuff. All right, Red, do you want next bit of news?
Out of BlizzCon also comes the announcement of the new Hearthstone expansion titled
Titans.
Streets of Gadget. No, that is the Diablo 3.
Yeah.
4. It's called Streets of Gadgetzan. That's how I read it. So it's Gadgets, Gadgetzan. Gadgetzan.
Okay.
Gadgetzan. Yeah. Anyway, the expansion introduces 132 new cards to Hearthstone and will focus on the fringe characters such as smugglers, assassins, and outcast magic users. Those eager to hit the streets up and running can pre-purchase main Streets of Gadgetzan card pack in a special 50-pack bundle at the price of a 40-pack bundle. And you get pre-stake knives. The expansion has been slated for release later this year for iOS, Android, and PC. I have just recently deleted Hearthstone off my phone because it took up 3.8 gigabytes on my phone.
How big is your memory card on your phone?
Well, it's internal, 32.
Oh. Add a memory card, dude.
I can't. There is no slot.
Oh, on the S7? They got rid of that?
You can't access your battery. Yeah, no, you can't get into it.
Oh, what do they think they are? Apple? Next thing they'll take away is the fucking headphone jack. I had an S4 that had a memory card slot on it.
Yeah, because I had my S5 prior to this. I had a 64 gig stick in there. Thanks, bitch. And because I couldn't put it in this, I sent it to Dad.
Oh, that's shit. Why would they take a step backwards like that?
Yes, I understand.
I don't know, maybe to stop it from exploding.
So you'd pay the extra for the 64 gig edition.
Yeah.
That's the way they can get away with charging $1,200 or $1,500 for brand new phones.
Stupid.
So I've got a little press release quote from Blizzard if you'd like to hear it.
No.
Okay, moving on in the news.
No, go ahead.
Luke's a dick. Oh, okay. So, as per Blizzard, the mean streets of Gadgetzan thrust players into a lawless land where criminals from all over Azeroth have found a haven free of scrutiny from the Horde and the Alliance. The fight for Gadgetzan's dominance brought many petty proprietors to town, but there are 3 crime families that truly rule the streets: the weapon-smuggling Grimly Goons, the assassins of the Jade Lotus, and the mana-hungry Cabal. We've awakened alive! Each family offers unique benefits to its own select set of 3 Hearthstone classes, allowing them to utilise special tricks as the trade unavailable to rival families, so players will want to choose their allies wisely when building decks.
Very nice.
Yeah, so they're adding 3 classes to one expansion, which is going to mean a lot of money being spent.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Not for me, though.
Nah, not from me either.
I
But
like Hearthstone, but it got too hard for me.
Dingo. But yeah, so it's going to
Hearthstone.
live on. Yeah, it'll live on. Hearthstone is very what am I going to say? Popular. They've just had the tournaments over at BlizzCon and everything, and it absolutely went off. So, if that's your thing, get amongst it. Let us know how it goes, and yeah, that's my news for this week.
Alright, no worries, we'll finish up with my last bit of news here. Gears of War 4 10th anniversary update is coming. Gary Carmine is coming to multiplayer. Good old Gaza! How are you, champion?
I'm 4.
I'm 4, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Who's Carmine? You have any idea?
Dude that gets shot in the head all the time.
Well, sort of. He's related to them anyway. Well, he's one of the ill-fated brothers from the original trilogy that has become a staple of the games. Clayton, Anthony, and Benjamin. And now we get to meet Gary. Now, I'm not sure if... I think Gary might have been in Gears of War 4. There's a section where you go to like a homestead, and in the background you can hear someone say like, go and get the such and such Carmine, and I'm like, it's Carmine, how's he gonna die? But I'll leave that to everyone else to find out what happens there. But he's coming to the multiplayer, so you've got to purchase him.
Oh, really?
But with in-game currency.
Oh, yeah, you can make him. Yeah. He's just another card. Yeah, that makes sense.
I can't remember, and I know you've got a good mind for this sort of things, but is 200 gold hard to come by?
No, not at all.
That's what he'll cost.
No,
but
because you can break down all your cards and get varying amounts given their quality.
Yeah, the only thing is when you buy him, you're buying him from like a lucky dip.
Oh, okay, so it's only one of his skins.
Yeah, so you could get anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you get Zombie, Day of the Dead, that fluoro paint.
Yeah.
Old school and current. Yeah, I think there's 5 variants to most of them.
The anniversary date is actually today, the 7th of November. It is the 7th, isn't it?
Here in Australia, yes.
Is that what I said at the start of the show? I said the 6th.
Power of editing.
Nah, it's all good. I did say the 6th, but it's the 7th of November today. But yeah, so it'll be available probably tomorrow, I guess. I don't know, depending on when it updates on the US servers and stuff like that. But yeah, so you're going to get Gaza, good old Gary Carmine, coming to the multiplayer. You should watch the go to YouTube and watch the Gary Carmine 10th anniversary trailer. It's pretty funny. The video's pretty funny. It's very Carmine-esque, the way they...
Well, he's always been comedy relief, hasn't he?
Yeah, sort of, yeah. A little bit of heartstrings in some of the games, but yeah, it's pretty funny that he always gets mowed down. So have a look at the video. He's definitely not painted as some form of heroic figure. But there you go. That's it for the news. We are finished. It's time for What's That Sound? Alright. Hey, Cass.
10 points.
Yes, very good. Anyway, last week we had a What's That Sound? Let's play it. I don't think I've been playing it lately, so we'll play last week's sound.
At least I learned something from all this.
What's that?
Never pay more than $20 for a computer game.
A what?
I don't know. Not sure why I said that.
And if you remember correctly, Red, what did I say it was?
Crash Bandicoot, and I said Monkey Island.
I did not say Crash Bandicoot, and you said you had no idea. So rewinding back to last week's show, I think it's The Secret of Monkey Island.
Yeah, I agreed. Well, I think we both said it at the same time, didn't we?
No, that didn't happen. No, not at all. So, can you hear that? That's me pressing. That's
putting the number, then putting the score on your fucking scoreboard. Isn't
That's me hitting delete on 3 and replacing it with a 4. Score: Luke 4, Red 2. I'm getting away from you, man.
Prick.
So you might want to try and get this week's one. Now, as I mentioned last week and on last week's podcast that we should do something special for this week, being episode 150 of Mini Milestone. We also detailed it in one of my last 48 videos. There's going to be a special prize up for grabs for this week's What's That Sound. Now, this is only going to be for the first person who gets this week's What's That Sound correct. But it's the Energizer Power and Play charge kit for 2 PlayStation 4 controllers. So that one's up for grabs for the first person. Now, I am going to delay the YouTube release on this Sunday. So instead of YouTube, the podcast on YouTube going up at midnight, they're both going to be released a bit later in the day. Let me just double check my availability on the day to make sure I can get them up at a sensible time. But I figure because normally the podcast will automatically go at about midnight on YouTube, and then obviously when I'm awake at about 7 o'clock or whatever, it'll come up on the podcast and on the page. On Podcast Garden and on the page. So I want to make sure that it's fair. So all right, I'm available on Sunday. I'll make them both go up at the same time in the morning. So it's probably going to be about 7 or 8 a.m. So if you're listening to this one and you're interested in winning the 2-controller Energizer Power and Play charge kit thingy, make sure you're subscribed so you will get notified of when it's available and get in there, listen to it. If you want to fast forward to the What's That Sound and then rewind it later and have a listen, you can do that. That's fine. And then send us through your answer to the Facebook page. If you're first, you're gonna be the winner of this thing. So make sure you include a postal address just to streamline it, and we'll let you know if you're the winner. All right, so that's out of the way. I'll quickly mention last week's winners: Robert White, Brownie Brown, Ross Mark, Martin Creamers. Didn't get it right, but I gave him a prize anyway. That's how we work down here at Aussie Games Express. Congratulations, they all got Secret of Monkey Island right for last week. So, Red, are you ready for this week's What's That Sound?
Yes.
From Rep Premier. The title is going through puberty. The title is OK Wise Guys.
Ooh.
Which is probably what they say. But let's have a listen.
Okay, wise guys. Here's the score. Rule number 1. My way, or he's a dead mortal way. Take your pick. There ain't no more rules.
I'm going to say... You go first.
Fuck knows.
My guess is Sam and Max hit the road.
What? Okay.
Oh, would they swear in that?
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't know those games?
No way.
Okay, they're like point-and-click games. Sounds like a point-and-click adventure game.
It does, huh? Because the voice acting is half decent.
Yeah. I'm going to have to leave my guess at that. Although I don't know if... I think they were a little bit more family-friendly. I don't think they would have... Although it beeped it. That beep would have been from the game. I didn't add that beep in. So maybe it is from that game, but they've beeped it themselves to make it family-friendly.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been able to add that beep in because you haven't heard it before, correct?
Well, that's correct. No, but if people are listening back to the show, they might have thought I've done that in post. So, no, that's what came to mind. So that's all I'm going to stick to. I don't know. We'll play it again.
Yeah.
Okay, wise guys. Here's the score. Rule number 1. My way, or he's a dead mortal way. Take your pick. There ain't no more rules.
He sounds a little bit like the guy in the bar in Full Throttle. The only thing is that music doesn't sound Full Throttle-y.
That
Don't know.
was a cool game.
It was a fantastic game. That was what's his name? Double Fine, I think.
Yeah,
Schaefer, Tim Schaefer, I think. Is that right?
I think so.
Let's go with that until someone proves us otherwise. But there you go. That's the What's That Sound for this week. Got a nice, decent prize on the line for that one. So, congratulations to whoever the winner is. Or I suppose we'll give them a congratulations next week. But good luck to everyone that's listened to that.
Yes.
Might even be Googleable. But we'll keep it easy. Make sure someone can win it and enjoy an awesome prize. So that's a neat little prize there for episode 150. If I'm feeling a little bit generous, which I probably might be, I might try and find something for second and third place. But I can't tell you what it is because I just thought of that. But we'll try and make it a nice tangible gift or prize. So make sure you include your postal addresses with your entries, and I'll let you know if you're a winner. You're all winners in my eyes.
That's the truth.
All right, that's What's That Sound. Let's go into Red's Shout.
Okay, there's a lot of originality here. Not. It's just we've got a consistent bunch.
We do.
So, Ross, without any order of favourites, I'll only say my favourite first. So, Ross Mark, Brendan Brown, Martin Creamers, Robert White, and I think that's all the people that won for What's That Sound also.
Yeah, it is.
Stephen Pratt, Rusky Big Muskie, you and me, episode 150. Oh, yeah. Bang! I just laid down a fat lyric. Yeah, shout out to fucking every one of you, 5,220 whatever. I think I'm really close.
Yeah, I think so.
5,000. Can't find it on the webpage. Stupid Red.
5,222.
There we go. 5,000. That's it. 5,223.
Oh, all right, went
up. One up. There we go. To all of you, shout out to absolutely every one of you. Shout out to you, Luke, for your longevity. This is, 4 years in the making to this point? Probably longer.
2012, I think we started.
Yep, there you go. I didn't even think about that. Look at facebook.com/AussieGamers2012.
Well, it's not that anymore.
No, it's Express. I found that out myself because I always test the links when I write a review.
Yeah, so the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page is facebook.com/AussieGamersExpress, and so is YouTube. YouTube is www.youtube.com/AussieGamesExpress.
Yes.
When you get to a certain level in YouTube, which we've exceeded, you can change what your thing is. The URL.
Oh, URL.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's a shout out to everyone. I know I called a few names and I always miss a few names, but fuck it, wipe those 4 or 5 names. I'm going to give a shout out to me and to you.
Cool, man. Thank you. While we're on that topic of YouTube, if there's anybody listening to this that hasn't subscribed to our YouTube channel, whereas it might not, if you don't want to watch it all the time, it does give us a heaps good boost if you subscribe, because there are subscriber limits. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, there are another level of things that we can achieve in YouTube. So the more subscribers we've got, obviously, one day getting like 50,000 subscribers and the silver play button, that would be awesome. But that's a long time away. I just want to get to, the mini milestones. So if you have a look on there, you might find something that you like. The podcast comes out on there as well, so you can easily get it on your phone without mucking around with other apps. Or you might like some of our videos. We make our videos and upload them fairly regularly. The Lucas's Last 48 goes up there every second day, and it's good. I think there's good content on there. But yeah, if you don't mind, please go around there and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you can as well, subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or TuneIn Radio. That'd be cool too. Thank you.
Yeah, well, my good mate Arnold, he endorsed it. I recorded it actually. He went, "Go on, do it. Subscribe now. Do it. Come on, quickly."
Very good. We We should. This is kind of last word sort of thing. So let me just quickly play the last
Yeah,
words intro. Hang on, are you finished with Red Shout?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
cool.
blending into last words with you.
Yeah, I know. Cool. All right, last words. Right, yeah, so if you could help us out with subscribing and all that sort of stuff, even if you don't want to keep too active with it, if you don't mind, because you can subscribe without getting notifications, but if you want the notifications, you can do that as well by pressing the little button next to the subscribe button. It kind of looks like a sound, like a bell, I think.
Yes.
There you go. What have you got for last words, Rhett?
Do it! Come on!
Get to the subscribe button!
No! Last word. Ah! Not famous for anything, but good song anyway. You'll be squatting up with us Battlefield 1 tonight.
I will, yes.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm
not going to be sharing any of my KDs or anything like that on the page, though. You're not going to get to see any of that shit.
We'll stream it.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, I'm not going to be gloating about my stats from that app or whatever you got.
Well, that's cool because there's only room for one of us, and I've got a really big ego, so I'm just going to keep sharing mine.
Yeah, fuck, you can have it. Or I might do it just for some comedy relief and a juxtaposition, if you will.
But yeah, no, fuck it. It's not. You're going to have the numbers in the right columns because you're going to get wins. I like winning.
Yeah, me too.
It's just a natural progression that I finish in top 3 most games. That I've just got a knack for it, and you'll find that's the thing because there's 5 to 6 different roles you can play in Battlefield, and you'll find one that really suits you.
Can I be the knight?
The knight. No, you can be. I reckon you start with medic and work your way up.
Okay.
The medic's just so easy to look after.
Do any of them have a bow and arrow?
No, I had to think, but no.
What game am I expecting to play here? I'm mucking around. I know there's no bow and arrow.
No, but there's heaps of random stuff. You can pick up Sentry. Oh, yeah, it's going to be wicked. I'm very much looking forward to it. Happy episode 150 to you. I kept interrupting all the time with joyous, jubilous
noises.
Random noises.
That's good. Well, happy 150 episodes to you too, Red.
Yeah, I'll see you at 300, eh?
Yeah, we'll be there for 3. Geez, that'll be a while, but let's look forward to...
We're just going to skip forward in time, and at the episode 300, we'd like to thank our 652,000 Patreon subscribers at $100 a day.
Let's baby steps. Let's just look forward to 200 first.
Yeah.
Because that's next.
151.
Well, yeah, but that's the next milestone.
I'm gonna make it through the day.
Yeah, well, that's it. Not with all those fucking monsters you drink.
No, I was going to say I'm stopping, but I've run out.
That's like you quit smoking in between packets.
In between durries.
In between smokes.
Yeah. An hour later, just one more. Won't hurt.
Oh, lovely. All right, that'll do. Thank you, everybody, for listening to episode 150 of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast. I am Lucas.
And thankfully, I'm still Red.
Yes, that's right. I don't know. I was really trying to come up with something funny and maybe something that rhymes, but all that came out was I am Lucas.
I don't know. Lucas is a hard word to rhyme unless you want to use mucus.
Gotcha.
Oh, they're still recording. Zing.
Did you know?
Bam.
Wow, that's all you said. Without knowing you were being recorded, you were fairly tame there.
Yeah.
Oh well, good show, man.
Yeah, you too, Cobber.
Still recording.
BAM! Fuck!
I'm going to press stop now.
Better.
I didn't.
There's your outro.
Yeah, good. All right, I'm really going to press stop now. Oh, sorry about that. The show is over. While you wait for the next show, check out Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and everything else that teenagers know how to use better than us. If you want to send us an email, send it to info@aussiegamersexpress.com and check out our website at www.aussiegamersexpress.com. We will be talking at you soon enough on the next episode of the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast.
Let's go!